Hey guys, Road Warrior back here. I wanted to go over. Took first place in a custom sponsored competition for 100 bait coins here for Goliath Tigers at the Congo. I want to go over several things with you. I've been mentioning this a lot on my channel lately, and if you haven't noticed here, this is a low pressure peak. I went ahead and tried some, again, your lure selection can be dependent upon what the weather conditions are. In other words, that barometric pressure has got these tigerfish. Again, not saying you can't catch them on the top, but after numerous tries, topper, popper, probably wasted 4 or 5 minutes there. Went ahead and went to a spoon. Very first cast here, as you noticed. Again, lower pressure. At least a lot on these aggressive predator fish like these. Again, just walking this down here with just a trophy flat spoon that you can get here by doing I want to say it's the 9 hunt mission, flat spoon mission, something like that here at the Congo. I cannot remember the name of it, but again, just lower water column, low pressure. Again, you could go with deep crankbait or even a jerk bait at the bottom, something like that. But always remember, be thinking about these things, whether you're in a custom competition or an actual Fishing Planet scheduled competition or a daily competition. Please make sure that you do be aware of your lure selections. Also, that's one good thing too. If you're not good with spoons, but you're good with topwater, that sort of thing, do make sure that you try at least to learn a little bit of each lure type. That will help you out a lot whenever you go to start playing competitively, and even in farming, you'll find that very thing. Whether you're going for taming, let's say the high peaks there at the Salinge, and you're trying to throw a shad on the bottom or something like that, and you're not getting bites, or vice versa. Just kind of try to figure out where their strike zone is. And again, a lot of times you'll notice there, I even caught that there on a lift and drop. Sometimes the retrieve doesn't really matter. I think more so, just kind of making sure. I've talked about strike zones before. If you're throwing where the fish are spawning or where they're at or where the majority of the fish are located, that should help you out quite a bit there and something like this. Again, again, a lot of this stuff, you'll notice in this round here, what I do is I keep going from spot to spot, maybe catching one or two fish. Be careful. I think we're all guilty of over camping or overstaying a spot. If you're not getting bites, there's nothing wrong with going around in what I call dink and dunking or, nickel and diming. You don't always have to just go for unique and go for all the weight at once. I think sometimes you're better off just rotating around, especially in these kind of things. Keep a steady bite going. Make sure you do have plenty of markers. In the event you didn't have markers, I did not put one up on here, but my Tiger Trolls podium has all these markers as well as a lot of the other stuff on my playlist. Feel free to look at that for any, if you're, short on markers, that sort of thing. But again, I can't emphasize this enough as I pick in that trophy. Going from spot to spot, maybe, one, two, three fish tops. If you have a weird gut feeling, then maybe throw out for the unique. But again, keep moving around, guys. And you'll notice here, this happens a lot, as you can see here. Boom, there's my unique, just flew off. In that instance, it's the same cast. I went ahead, I think this here ends up being a trophy. Try not to get overly frustrated. It's very difficult. My friend Zat, unfortunately, he's had the worst luck in a lot of the fish on the game. He's even tried to uninstall it, reinstall, but he's having the worst luck out of any of my friends on my friends list with the flying fish epidemic here on Fishing Planet. So do try to stay patient. Worst case scenario, if that is happening to you again, don't hesitate to move from the spot. Maybe come back to it later if you're in between a trophy and a unique or something like that. But again, just try to stay with it, guys. Just again here going on to this run as I kind of talk you through it like I like to do. I just try to help you guys out here. Definitely, you on and off. Make sure on something like this, these guys here, especially on a spoon, they're going to fight a lot differently. As you can see, that thing's charging right there. In that instance, either use your trolling motor to keep some resistance on the fish or simply hold up your rod and reel as fast as you can. These things, especially now, will take off like a dart and will spit the hook on you. Be aware of that on a lot of the comps here on Fishing Planet. Anything that swims fast like a Triera, for whatever reason, even gar I've noticed will pretty much swim at your feet there at Quanchkin. So do have the frame of mind to know to make the adjustments as necessary. Again, don't get caught being over aggressive and not being ready to catch up with your reel speed, whether you're taking your rod to the left, right, or up, and be ready to reel on something, especially like these things. Nothing worse when you do the work to actually catch a fish and it gets off because you're not. Another thing here, to save time on something like this, I just simply spawn away, spawn back. That saves me a lot of time, drive time. coming down here. So always be aware of those sort of things. Every little second in these things can be crucial, as you can see towards the end. Um, you want to save all the time that you can. In other words, those 5-10 seconds, add up. Could be the difference between you pulling in that last fish that gets you, a first, second, or third. Even in some of these custom things, it's a similar setup. You're not going to get any bait coins unless you get first, second, or third. And when you're in contention, definitely have the frame of mind to make sure that you make those adjustments. Moving on here, going back again, I'm just going probably one or two of these fish per spot again, just nickel and diamond, like I say here at the end. And don't hesitate, even the old roach spoon, there's nothing wrong with the roach spoon. This lure is amazing here. It's amazing that I don't know how many fish in the game. It's definitely one of my top favorite lures as far as event lures. This thing literally catches fish everywhere. Anything that bites a lure almost will bite this roach spoon. And then here right at the end, very next cast, right when I need it the most, I barely got like a 60-pound lead. These guys here were fishing lights out as well. Pretty tight race up in the top three, just going back and forth, seesaw battle. This was actually a lot of fun to play. And again, I strongly encourage you to look around, especially if the schedule itself on Fishing Planet, if you get those boring comps you don't like playing in, give some of these sponsored guys, they throw up a lot of good competitions as well. So do take a look at those schedules every day. In other words, if there's a really boring one, regular Fishing Planet competitions, go in there to those customs. You do get experience that'll pay dividends later on in any of the other competitions that might be put up here. Also, again here, don't just rip and tear on this. This happens to us a lot. You get the fish in a little quick. Make sure you just kind of hold up on that rod tip. I've lost fish like that before, being overly aggressive. A nice 105-pound Goliath right there at the end of the clutch. I hope this helps you guys out. Again, there's another custom win and another 100 bait coins. Take care and see you in the next one.